Today we're going to talk about irrational numbers and how to estimate the value of the irrational number and then placing it on a number line so we can order them either from least to greatest or greatest to least. In your journal, we're going to be on page 5, and there is a foldable on there. It looks like the one on my screen. It says approximating and locating irrational numbers. Find that page and then open this flap. Okay, this is not on your page, but I'm going to tell you that we're going to round our irrational numbers to the nearest hundredth. Yesterday we talked about place value position and rounding, so if you need to reference that, you can. We have 5 numbers listed: square root of 24, square root of negative 17, pi, square root of 2.4, and square root of negative 1.7. So these are numbers that aren't perfect squares, so you can't just know it in your head. We're going to use the calculator and estimate or round the value to find what is square root of 24. Okay, if I did 4 times 4, that's 16. And 5 times 5 is 25. So this is in between those two, but it's closer to 5 than 4. So what I would do is get my calculator, and I'm going to bring this over. I would type the square root button, which was on the FX function, to get more operations available for you. You type in your square root symbol, 24, close up the parentheses and press enter or equals. Then this is what you get. Okay, if we're rounding to the nearest hundredth place, the hundredth is the second digit behind the decimal. And then I look one more behind that to know if I round up or if I keep it the same. Since the number behind the 9 was 5 or greater, I am going to round up. So this would actually end up being 4 after 89, it's going to round up to 90. So I'm going to say this is 4.9, okay? So underneath square root of 24, I'm going to put 4.9. Then negative 17. I should also place that on the number line. That's what the directions asked me to do. 4.9 is between 4 and 5, but closer to 5 than 4, much closer. So if I zoom in on, I'll zoom in on this. Square root of 24. Very close to the 5. Now let's see if I can get these lines back up. I also added those extra numbers on my number line in red at the bottom, so you guys could add that as well, just so you know where you're going. Okay, the second number is negative square root of 17. That's going to be on the left side of 0, where all my negative numbers are. If I zoom in on that, square root of negative 17, like I was saying earlier, square root of 4, or square root of 16 is 4. So this one's just a little bit above 4, but also it's negative. If I look at the hundredths digit, the second number behind the decimal, it's a 2. Look one more behind that to know if I round up or stay the same. This is just a 3, so the 2 would stay the same. This would be negative 4.12. Okay, so I'm going to put that underneath, and I'm going to go with a different number just so, negative 4.12. And then that's going to be closest to 4, so I can put a number right here, negative square root of 17. Okay, pi is also on your calculator, and some people might know that as 3.14 or 3.14. There is a pi button on your calculator. You can press it and see what you get. The 4 is the number in the hundredths place. Look behind it one spot to know if you round up or stay the same. It's just a 1, so it's going to stay 3.14. And then that's in the positives. I'm going to use a different color I'm going to put this one above because I'm kind of getting squished on space. 3.14. So pi is just barely past the 3. You can put 2 sticks and then a wavy line on top for drawing pi if you want, or if you can draw it just like the one they have. Awesome. Okay, the fourth number is square root of 2.4. If I get my calculator screen, I typed in square root of 2.4 up here and pressed equals. I have 1.549. So the number in the hundredths place was the 4. If I look one spot behind it to know if I round up or stay the same, that's large enough to go up. So this would be 1.55. I'm going to put that in purple, 1.55. So that would be almost perfectly between 1 and 2, and there's already a line there. But 0.55 does go past halfway, so I want to make that be a little bit past. Square root of 2.4. And then the last one is negative 1.7. So it's going to be on left side of 0. When I typed that in, I got negative 1.303. Okay, the 0 is the number in the hundredths place. Look one spot behind it to see if you round up or stay the same. It is small enough to stay, so this would be 1.30 and negative 1.30. Whoops. Oh, goodness gracious. And now I have messed up all my things. Okay, well, we'll leave that over to the side since we're at the end of the video. It was negative 1.30, negative 1.30, which would be in between 1 and 1.5. Oh, that was the wrong spot. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see if I can get this back. Move my little red numbers. Oh, goodness. All right, negative 1.3 is in between negative 1 and negative 1.5. So that would be right here. And I would put negative square root of 1.7. The last thing I need to make sure you know are these two vocabulary words, ascending and descending. Ascending means you're starting at the bottom and you're going up. So that's the same thing as saying least to greatest. And then descending means you're starting up top and going down. So that would mean greatest to least. I would add these two vocabulary words on that page where the foldable is. You should have plenty of space somewhere on there. Add that ascending means least to greatest and descending means greatest to least.